Hi, this is Dr. B, and in this video, I'm going to give you a short introduction to science writing. What is it, who writes it, and why do we read it? Science writers themselves come from different backgrounds and have different motivations for writing to the public. Some science writers are scientists or have a scientific background. They may write to the public as part of their career in science, or they may have transitioned from science into a writing career. Science writers may have backgrounds in journalism. They may exclusively report on science or only occasionally report on science. Science writers can have backgrounds in English or technical writing. They may be fiction or nonfiction writers. They may write about science as a career or as a hobby on a blog. There are many reasons why science writers write about science. Contrary to popular belief, scientists themselves are expected to regularly communicate with the public. Today, more than ever, there is a tremendous pressure on researchers to market themselves in their research to secure funding. University press offices regularly ask researchers to share their findings, and researchers are often interviewed by the news or asked to write their own articles for public release. Scientists write to the public for other reasons, too. They may want to inform or educate, or to persuade the public. Science writers might report on the use of public funds. Science is mostly a public endeavor unless it occurs in privately funded labs. However, most research at the university level is funded by public monies, and so scientists have an obligation to report to the public to ensure they are good stewards of those funds. Journalists may write about science to inform or educate, inspire, or persuade. They may write about a breakthrough or explain background information the public needs to know to understand a current issue. Journalists also write to persuade and sometimes have their own biases and political motivations. They also write about science to entertain because sometimes science is just damn cool. One of the most important functions of journalism is to act as a kind of public watchdog. Scientists are people too, and recently there have been a lot of controversies about fake data, plagiarized publications, and other ethical concerns. Science writing can act as a valuable check on these problems. There are different reasons why readers read science writing. Some people just find science cool and want to know more about it, either to learn about a new concept or for entertainment. Some people are interested only in specific topics and may be citizen scientists that are applying this information to solve problems or help with research of their own. Some may be professional researchers looking for updates. Others may be college students required to read sources for a paper. It's important to understand our motivation for writing, but our readers' motivation for reading as well. When writing to a public audience, we need to keep a few things in mind. What is their motivation for reading this? Why are they interested in it? What are they going to do with it? One mistake writers often make is they conceptualize their readers as passive, just absorbing information. But we all know that writing is best when it's engaging, relevant, and applicable to our lives. You have to think about what they know about this topic, what they don't know, and what they need to know. Your reader may need a bit more background knowledge or explanation of concepts to understand the research or science, but they don't necessarily want a science lesson. You also need to think about the relevance of this information to your readers' lives. What's the so what? What impact will this have? Will this change anything for them? What will they do with this information? How will it impact them emotionally? You want to focus on truly translating information, which means writing about it in a way that is interesting and relevant to the reader. It does not mean dumbing it down. When we translate from one language to another, we're not dumbing anything down or leaving anything out. We're also not simply choosing different words. Instead, we think about the social and cultural ways the concept is understood by people, and we try to convey a similar meaning. Translating science is the same. You have to understand the social and cultural factors that shape what science means and find ways to localize that to your reader's life. When writing for the public, we focus on writing stories, not papers. An academic paper has a very specific kind of organization. Hopefully you've noticed some similarities between scientific reports and academic papers you write in college. Most of the papers we write in college are based on an article organization. The idea is that we're synthesizing research on a topic and expanding on a theme. We are creating a subtle argument that argues for the relevance of the topic and our interpretation of the information. A public essay is very different. Think story and less paper. We use journalistic and often literary techniques. There's a setting, a plot or action, some kind of conflict or drama, and a resolution. There are characters we care about. The scope of a public essay is much narrower. Instead of giving a lot of broad background on a topic, we focus on a particular event, concept, or person. The style we use is different as well. In academic writing, we often use deductive reasoning, a clear argument structure, and our tone is more objective. We're taught to cut out a lot of excess words. In public writing, we use a lot of rhetorical devices such as alliteration, metaphor, analogy, dialogue, and other techniques to help engage our reader. So I encourage you to get inspired. Save a search for topics you care about so you can read the most up-to-date articles. Explore different online publications and read different styles of writing to find out what interests you most. Don't forget to post a discussion forum, and if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm happy to brainstorm ideas or workshop with you.